Shalom, shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, and the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well and are the leaders of Israel, whether you like it or not. And my name is Obadiah Yashrala, and we're going to kick off this lesson talking about these, more people joining in. Let's listen.
Ramzan Kadyrov's Chechen fighters are reportedly ready to deploy to Iran, and they're not calling it a military operation. They're calling it jihad. Ukraine has hundreds of experts helping Gulf states fight Iranian drones. Russia's most feared warlord wants to answer in kind. The Iran war just pulled in 2 more players, and neither one was invited by Tehran. Reports from Iranian media suggest that Chechen military units aligned with Ramzan Kadyrov have signaled readiness to deploy to Iran in the event of a US ground invasion, adding a new and potentially volatile dimension to the widening conflict. According to these reports, the forces loyal to Kadyrov and linked to Russia's Chechen Republic have characterized the ongoing confrontation involving the United States and Israel as a religiously framed conflict. They have described any potential intervention on their part as a form of jihad, portraying it as a defense of Iran against Western and allied military action. However, there has been no independent confirmation from Moscow or official Russian channels regarding any planned deployment.
So they say.
The developments come amid intensifying hostilities between Iran, the United States, and Israel. Iranian sources claim that Washington, under Donald Trump, is considering expanding operations beyond aerial strikes, potentially towards a ground offensive. Iranian media have also framed the origins of the conflict in stark terms, alleging that the war began on February 28th during nuclear negotiations between Tehran and Washington. The war was launched on February 28th in the middle of indirect nuclear talks between Tehran and Washington.
Now, y'all remember,
the assassination of the leader of the Islamic Revolution,
y'all remember how that started. The United States apparently was over there making negotiations for nuclear proliferation to kind of reduce the nukes, whatever, or trying to tell Iran you can't have any nukes, which is a bunch of BS, okay? All of a sudden, it started hitting them. You know, think about it, cheap shot. You know, that's what they did, just cheap shot.
Sayyid Ali Khamenei, some top-ranking commanders, and ordinary civilians, including over 170 schoolchildren in southern Iran's Manab. In response, Iranian armed forces have so far carried out 86 waves of missile and drone strikes against Israeli military and strategic facilities, as well as US bases and assets across the Persian Gulf region. Pertinently, the presence of Ukrainian forces openly supporting the US and Israel in the war against the Islamic Republic of Iran is also significant.
Yeah, look at that. Zelensky's trying to team up with America. And they're getting hammered by Russia. Isn't that funny?
Involvement is what is widely seen as a warning to Russia regarding the broader trajectory of the war, potentially linking its fate to the protracted war between Moscow and Kiev. Volodymyr Zelensky has been willing to assist Arab nations in countering Iranian drone capabilities, a move that has added a new layer to the evolving conflict dynamics. Iran has amplified these concerns at the international level. Amir Saeed Iravani, Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, stated in a letter to the UN leadership that Ukraine is playing a direct role in the conflict.
Ukraine's admission that it has dispatched hundreds of experts to the region, apparently to help some Persian Gulf governments to confront Iran, is in its essence considered to be providing financial and operational support for an unlawful military aggression led by the United States of America and the Israeli regime against Iran.
All right, so it looks like Zelensky's trying to say, look, I'm loyal to America. Please let us in the UN, all right? Please let us into NATO. And, yeah, that's what they're trying to, bid to Satan,
The situation reflects an increasingly complex and interconnected conflict landscape, where narratives, alliances, and accusations are rapidly evolving. Iranian media present these developments as evidence of a widening coalition against Tehran. As tensions continue to rise, the possibility of additional actors entering the conflict, whether directly or indirectly, adds further uncertainty to an already volatile regional crisis.
All right, Trump prepares ground invasion. Iran threatens to burn U.S. soldiers. All right, so Donald Trump, you can tell, man, he doesn't care. He's going to do what he wants to do. You know, he's been saying this for years. And, yeah, people say, you know, they don't understand that the Most High did have this happen. This is what the Most High wanted to happen. So he hardened the people's, you know, he made the people's heart go into the way to vote for this man, to put him in, so he can go into perdition, to show his horns. And this is what we're seeing.
Days into the war, and Washington is no longer just bombing Iran. It is now weighing whether to go in and take something.
Okay, so Trump weighs sending forces in to seize enriched uranium. All right, I don't know if I'm right about this, but I'm speculating that maybe Iran sold them this uranium, right? And they probably got more than just this little bit of uranium here. But see, he's trying to go in and do a theft again of resources, which they always do. So, you know, what does Esau do? Goes around stealing people's resources and then talk about, oh, it's all about brotherly love, man. Okay.
According to the Wall Street Journal, President Donald Trump is considering a military operation to extract nearly 1,000 pounds of enriched uranium from sites in Isfahan and Natanz. No decision has been made, but Trump has told associates he wants the material gone by negotiation or by force. The operation, if ordered, would be anything but quick. Elite special operations teams would need to fly into active combat zones, secure perimeters under Iranian fire, excavate debris, check for booby traps, and load the uranium into...
I don't know. I'm thinking this. If that happens, man, and they get word that America is actually in that spot, still in that, man, they're going to drop so many effing bombs on that place. I don't think they're, I'm telling you, man, America's biting off too much right now. And we're just going to watch it happen because they're prideful. You know what I mean? Nero 47 said it with pride. We got the best military in the world. And we do what we want. We got endless rounds. We got, come on, man. That's that pride.
Specially sealed transport casks. Experts say the entire mission could take a week or longer. To back the option up, American troop numbers in the region have now crossed 50,000. On March 29th, 2,500 Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit.
Okay, I don't know if anyone saw the post that Iran has 1 million men in their military. 50,000, 1 million. Okay, let's do the math.
Arrived alongside 2,500 sailors. The week prior, 2,000 soldiers from the Army's 82nd Airborne Division were also deployed. The Pentagon is considering sending an additional 10,000 ground troops. The Marines could be tasked with seizing Karg Island, Iran's main oil export hub in the Persian Gulf, or with forcing open the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has blockaded since February 28. Driving oil,
they ain't going to get that straight open.
$15 a barrel. Iran is watching all of this and has a clear answer ready.
The President of the United States has proven that the only language he understands is the language of force. In response to Trump's recent threats of a ground operation or the occupation of any part of Iranian territory, which are nothing more than wishful thinking, we declare that the warriors of Islam have long awaited such actions. They will show that aggression and occupation lead only to the humiliating capture, dismemberment, and disappearance of the aggressors. American commanders and...
He said dismemberment, okay? America does not realize how much the other nations hate this whore.
Soldiers will become good food for the sharks of the Persian Gulf.
Tehran has also warned it will target the residences of American and Israeli military and political officials across the region. Iran's Red Crescent says 93,233 non-military sites have been damaged inside Iran since February 28th, including 71,000 residential buildings.
In the name of God, the distributor of power, considering the evils and terrorist actions of the American Zionist enemies and targeting the homes of the people of Iran in various cities, the armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran, in a retaliatory measure, will target the residences of commanders and political officials of America and the Zionist regime in the region and occupied territories. And there is no power except with God, the Almighty, the Wise.
Both sides have peace plans on the table. Washington's 15-point proposal demands Iran dismantle its nuclear program, end support for regional
Now, this is funny.
and accept limits on its ballistic missiles. Tehran's counter demands war operations, control of the Strait of Hormuz, and the removal of all U.S. bases in the region.
Okay, war reparations. Listen to this. They won't even pay so-called black people in America reparations for the enslavement of their ancestors generation upon generation. You think that they're going to give you Iranian people anything? Esau is a liar, and he ain't going to give nobody anything.
Neither side is anywhere close to the other. And with Marines assembling, paratroopers positioned,
Neither side is close to another. So, yeah, forget that ceasefire.
and a president openly talking about taking Iran's oil, the next 30 days may look nothing like the last.
All right. So, yeah, that was a good little news snippet there. So let's go into some scripture real quick. And so, yeah. America's, a little bit too far at this time. And they don't realize they're about to be handed a very bad cup to drink out of, and they're going to try to escape it. So let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2. We'll start 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Yahushua is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, we're just talking about this, this guy right here, Nero 47. Okay, he is showing that perdition, and they're going into perdition right now. And this is what the angel was talking to John the Revelator on Patmos when he was showing him about the whore. So he said that this MF is going to, this son are going to go into perdition. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into Jeremiah. I'm going to read starting at, let's start around 7. Okay. So this is Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? You can tell they do some really wacky off the wall stuff lately. They're pretty much losing their intelligence, man. And the counsel perished from the prudent. Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, Slakia, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some glistening grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy thee until they have enough. Okay, let me say that again. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some glistening grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Okay, today, don't you understand? A lot of people that are Edomites are coming out speaking about the evils of what they've done to the Israelites over the last, this captivity here in Babylon. And you have the other side saying that, like they had this vote in the UN saying that America voted against the gravest thing that happened to mankind with slavery. They act like that's their answer to that was it wasn't a crime back then. And that's what they say in the Bible also gives us the word, tells us that our oppressors will say that they're not guilty. They're saying they're not guilty of anything, So, yeah, it's crazy. It is really crazy on what they believe in their hearts, right? So now he can't hide himself because people are coming out and speaking against the evils of Esau. All right. Even Moab is coming against Esau. Esau's coming against Esau. Ham's coming against Esau. Israel's coming against Esau. So Esau is pretty much had backed himself into a corner with all that hatred and stealing of resources and land and murder and rape and slavery. Okay. And they're guilty. They want to act like they're not guilty. They're guilty. All right. So now I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay? His seed is spoiled, man. Okay? You're rotten. You're degenerate, so you're going to just keep being rebred because your seed is spoiled, son. All right? So leave the fatherless children. I will pursue them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, behold, with whose judgment was not to drink of the cup. See, Esau thinks that everything they have done, they don't have to pay for. They're going to just magically appear. All that stuff they've done, all the rape, robbing, murder, buck breaking, raping our women, killing babies, lynching. Oh, hey, let's just roll on to heaven together. Okay, can we just go into heaven? That is so crazy to think about. I was sowing the word with this brother today in Sam's Club. I was like, look, man, what if I came up to you, moved into your house, killed your siblings, put you in a room, and I'm roaming the house and bringing my siblings over and all my family members over, and I tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, man, we family, right? You hate me, wouldn't you? Because it's me, all right? But we just love them. We just love Esau, right? That's the problem with us, okay? Too forgiving, all right? All right, so 12, and thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to be drank of the cup have surely drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? See, Esau thinks he's going to go unpunished. Like, no, man, we didn't do nothing wrong. God told us to kill them. Okay? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Esau. Okay, because check it out. When I was sowing the word with this brother today, he asked me, can the Gentiles be saved? And I told him point blank, no. Because what happened was he explained to me later that he showed me a picture that he just got married to an Edomite. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what the word says. They're not going to make it. They're in their heaven right now. We're in a hellish condition. When we get our heavenly condition, they're going to be in a hellish condition. Why do we always want Esau to have heaven with heaven after they done made our life a living hell? Now they want to go make our life a living hell in heaven? Man, you mofos need to snap out of it, okay? Okay. 13, for I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. Okay? A perpetual waste. What they built up here is going to go to waste. Total and utter waste. Okay? And that's not me saying it. That's the Lord saying it. Okay? So if you got a problem with what I just read, you go take it up with the Lord and see what happens to you. Okay? Because that's what he said, not me. Okay? I'm just reading. All right. So 14, I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men, which is happening right now. Esau is being exposed. That man of perdition is being revealed, and people are turning against this mofo. But yet, a lot of them walking around, I'm amazing when I'm walking around, they're walking like There's no problems, dude. It's just another day, and we're going to conquer, and we're going to go on to the next, man. We're American. And what I also don't see is a lot of Trump flags flying around. I don't see that American flag flying around either. All that stuff seemed to come to a grinding halt because their pride has what? It has deceived them. Now they're living in what? In shame for all that crap they've done and said, right? Because it wasn't that long ago. This wasn't that long ago. They just voted a year ago to say, F you niggas. Trump's going to fix this country. Now look. All right, so 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee. Whoa, I love to hear that again. Say it again. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, and holdest the height of the hill, though thou shalt make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Your pride is coming down. Okay? He's talking about that pride. Okay? You walking around, rubbing your nose on people, talking about, yeah, F you. You know what I'm saying? I could do what I want. Well, that hedge is becoming unavailable for your safety, Esau. Okay? Just get ready, because it ain't all like you think it is. It's not that lie you told everybody that God loves everybody and we all gonna be in heaven. No, we're not. Okay? Esau, get ready. All right? 17. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. So the people that's going to be left over after this calamity and this woe, they're going to look at the Edomites like, they're going to be looked at like they look at us. Okay? Right? 18. And as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Okay? You're going down, Esau. You're going down forever, Esau. And you ain't coming back, Esau. Okay? You ain't coming back. I'm going to go down to 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, which is Amalek. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Okay? Okay? So, yeah, the least of them is about to bring them out, which is, Benjamin Netanyahu has brought Trump out to start this whole battle of Armageddon, which is the Jehoshaphat. Okay? All right, so now, let me get this out the way. All right, so let's go to the book of Revelation. Okay, I'm going to start at 1. Okay, so this is Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 veils, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, Babylon, USA. Okay, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with her wine of her fornication. So NATO, okay, the rest of the world is being controlled by this mind control called America. Okay. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit unto a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold, precious stone, and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, Israelites, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel set aside, and the angel sighed unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and the 10 horns. And the beast 8. And the beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they, right there, go into perdition, right? Esau went into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and is yet and yet is. So they were talking about Mystery Babylon back then. And here is a mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains in which the woman sitteth. Okay? And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Okay? This is Donald Trump has a short space to do his bidding, to try to take over this planet and put out this new world order. But obviously his time is short. Okay? And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Okay? He went into perdition February 28th. Okay? And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdoms as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, and shall make war with the Lamb. And the Lamb, who is the Lamb? Yahushai. And the Lamb shall overcome them. For the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Okay? Those who are with Yahushai are called and chosen and are faithful to Yahushai. Okay? It's not lukewarm. It's not back and forth. It's not, I'm going to do it next week. I'm not, no, you're in or you're out. Point blank. Okay? And saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Okay? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Those thermonuclear warheads. Okay? These people, they hate the whore. Okay? Okay? Forces signal readiness to join Iran in the event of U.S. ground forces. They hate this war. They hate these people, man. They're ready to jump in. Okay? All right. So 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. Okay? No free will. Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, puts it in what he or they want to be, and you have to do. Okay? So I don't care what any of y'all say. He is putting his will on this earth. Okay? Okay? All right. So, yeah, for Yahweh hath put in his hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Okay? So, yeah, the man of perdition is here. He's putting America exactly where the Most High wants it to be, which is going to be on its knees. Okay? On its knees. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. So until then, I'm going to say Kwam Yasharala and Babal Shalom.